So the American empire in Europe is not ending because it lost a war. It ended because of a conference that happened in Krakow, Poland 3 days ago. And it's something that Washington, D.C. and mainstream media doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to understand what's actually happening with our alliances and our relation between our European allies, or how they're crumbling, how they're degrading. You can look at the data on this one. Absolutely 0% of American mainstream media is actually talking about this subject. And that's because 5 of the most powerful militaries in Europe just essentially initiated a structural divorce from the United States. Now, what we're going to talk about isn't just these European countries signing a new defense pact. This is a lifeboat. They understand that the American security umbrella is broken, that its defense sector, the Pentagon, is paralyzed, and that if they don't decouple from the US war machine now, they're going to go down with the ship. On February 20th, the heavyweights of European defense met in Poland. We're talking about the E5. It's France, Germany, the UK, Italy, and Poland. Now, for 80 years, these countries have really relied on the US for doing the heavy lifting, but that is coming to an end. In Krakow, they just signed something that was called the LEAP Initiative. That's Low-Cost Effectors and Autonomous Platforms Initiative. Now, translated from political speak, they are building a fully independent, European-made network of autonomous surface-to-air defense and drone swarms. Now, the important thing about this is that the deadline for this is going to be in 2027. So they're bypassing Lockheed Martin, they're bypassing Raytheon, they're bypassing the bloated, bureaucratically confused, complex, slow, and massively expensive United States military-industrial complex. And the fact is, they're doing this because they know that they don't have time to wait for Washington, D.C. The fact is, our country has to sort out its political chaos, and Europe is putting itself on the war footing, and they're doing it alone. So the question is, of course, why the sudden panic? Why the sudden break? Now, things have been breaking down since Trump threatened to annex Greenland, challenging Denmark's authority. And with the radically aggressive actions coming out of this administration, Europe itself has chosen to elevate its own power and focus on its own defensive capabilities. That's exactly what this is. So if we look at what happened in September 2025, Russian drones drifted into Polish airspace. So Poland scrambled multi-million-dollar jets and spent thousands of dollars of aviation fuel per hour just to chase down plastic and wiring that cost a few grand. You can't fight a modern war by shooting down a $20,000 Shahed drone with a $2 million interceptor missile. This is the fastest way to bankrupt your country, and the US has been steadily making quite a profit off of this. But the model to maintain this kind of pace, not only will it bankrupt the country, but just the infrastructure of the deal between the European powers and America. America just can't supply surface-to-air defenses fast enough to actually make any kind of significant defense possible for the Europeans. They need to go elsewhere. That's exactly what they're doing. Now, the US military-industrial complex is designed to make absolutely stellar and exquisite, high-cost military items. These platforms are massively expensive. And again, that's the issue. It's designed for profit. It's not designed to fit the modern battlefield and the grim reality of attrition. Europe looked at the math on this one and just opted out of it. And realistically, if you look at it logically, it's the only correct answer for them to do. Anyone who's actually worn the uniform, looks at what's happening in Ukraine, knows that warfare has fundamentally changed forever. When I look at what's happening on the ground today, the American doctrine just looks like a dinosaur. We're still trying to fight a conventional multi-million-dollar jet and tank war. We're building massive, delicate platforms that take a decade to produce. But Europe sees the actual necessity, mass-produced, low-cost, disposable lethality. Swarms of autonomous units that can be printed on Monday and thrown into the meat grinder on Tuesday. This is the Ukraine model. So Europe isn't just buying different weapons. They're rejecting the American doctrine on how a modern war is actually fought. And that's because Europe, as well as the rest of the world who's actively using Ukraine as a case study, knows that that old strategy is just obsolete. Now, the doctrine of conventional warfare that America has used has been obsolete for a long time. That's one of the reasons why a decade ago they changed to more of a specialized unit mentality. And that's why you see so many operations conducted around the world using special ops and special forces. But the thing is, a sniper can bend down an entire company if he's good enough, because nobody wants to lose their lives, nobody wants to lose men. But if you have the ability to send a $100 drone with a grenade to his position and remove that target, well, that changes the game. But the drones are just the hardware here. The real threat to Washington that no one's actually talking about is what German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said.
Now, looking at the NATO summit, which is upcoming, I think the mission statement is, well, The Hague was about money and Ankara will be about capabilities. And in the run-up to the summit, the Europeans, the Group of Five today, pointed out that we are very much looking forward to the next meeting in France. Catherine, we're very happy to be hosted by you once again. And we are going to task our national armaments directors to define those critical capabilities so as to take the next steps. One idea could be to think about the idea of setting up a joint tanker fleet or a multi-domain task force or a European version of the Five Eyes. This is something that is thinkable and the mandate has been given. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Group of Five, we gathered for the 7th time. We've made new steps, set new impetus because our approaches will motivate others to join in.
Pistorius explicitly floated the idea of a European Five Eyes, a joint multi-domain intelligence task force. Now, Europe has been reliant on the American crown jewel, the Five Eyes, and that has given America a global dominance when it comes to intelligence and intelligence sharing. It's how we control the flow of information worldwide. For Germany to openly threaten to build a European alternative means that they're no longer just building their own weapons, they're building their own eyes and ears. So they are preparing to completely bypass American intelligence apparatus. The fact is, we're watching the end of an era that stretched back generations. Honestly, and the LEAP initiative isn't just a procurement program, it's a declaration of independence from the United States. In a way, Europe is refusing to tether itself to an outdated and paralyzed American war machine. They're cutting the cord and they're going to build their own defensive airspace. So the UK is already dumping hundreds of millions into creating their own hypersonic weapons, and Germany's laying down the groundwork to drop the US intelligence umbrella entirely. So I leave you with this. If the 5 most powerful European nations no longer need US weapons, and they no longer need US intelligence, and they refuse to fight under US battlefield authority, what leverage does Washington, D.C. actually have left? Let me know what you think down below. Stay alert. I'll see you in the next one. Food for thought, everyone. Have a good one.